Hi.
You ready to do this?
Let's do it. I like being outside better.
I like being outside better.
But it's so humid out.
It's very humid. I'm afraid what my hair is going to look like.
I had to put mine back because my hair this morning was like...
Yep.
So, and it's so hot that I can't wear it down.
Welcome to episode number 10 of Mundelein Minute. I'm sorry, episode number 11. Yep, episode 11. We are recapping
June
the
30th.
village board meeting that happened on June 28th.
Oh, I shouldn't have said what day it was.
That's all right. It's June 30th.
Yeah. Well, normally we do this the day after, but...
Schedules. But we're getting it done.
Life.
So, quick disclaimer. Welcome to my basement. This is my house. No village money, no taxpayer money was used in the creation of this podcast. There's kids and cats and bird and everything else going on upstairs.
And your wife. Don't forget
And the wife, yes. And there's feet stomping and all kinds of noises in the background. And the cameras and microphone and everything else is all mine. So, again,
I can't play with my necklace. My mom will yell at me.
Right. Just sit. Yep, exactly. So no taxpayer dollars were used in the creation of this this podcast.
Good.
Good.
Sorry, my mom just.
That's all right. You know, there's a lot going on in the world.
I don't. Just want to know everything's all right.
All right. So launching into it, the meeting was called to order at 7. We did our village board photos right before.
So nerve-wracking.
We all looked so dapper. And then
the most humid day of the year, we take board pictures. I mean, this isn't, you don't care, but my hair was out of control.
Mine was on point.
I mean, a lot of shellac in it helps.
It's true.
I like that word.
Shellac.
Shellac.
Yes.
We talked about good words because we had like this lull between pictures in the board meeting.
Yeah.
Tomfoolery. And goofball.
You know who has good words?
Dadisms. Who?
Kirsten Russell.
Oh, yeah.
He has the best words when describing things. Yeah.
I'm going to try to work tomfoolery into my vocabulary this week.
I forget what he said on Monday night, but he had some good ones. All right. So we did attendance, Pledge of Allegiance. I'm just going to quickly go over. We approved the minutes from the prior board meeting.
Wait. Who are you?
Oh, thanks. Man, I got down pat this time. You
got your disclaimer, but then you forgot who you were.
And I forgot who I was.
I do it.
So my name is Eric Schwenk. I'm a trustee in Mundelein, and somebody pointed out to me the wonderful Melissa Norton. She's like, you now host the #1 podcast in Mundelein.
Hey-o.
And I was like, whoa. Okay, I don't know about all that.
I mean, the only, but
it's
okay.
Right?
Let's not add that asterisk.
So, yeah, my name is Eric Schwenk. I'm a trustee in Mundelein, and
I'm
who
Kara.
are you? You're Kara.
Yep.
You're just Kara.
I'm
All
just
right.
Kara. Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, we've had a whole conversation about titles in the past.
There's a person at the village that always calls me Trustee Lambert, and I'm
Yeah.
always so uncomfortable. And I'm like, please.
Yeah.
I'm Kara.
Just
Kara. I'm really thirsty, so I'm just going to drink my jug of water.
Okay.
Carry on.
All right.
Carry on. Just go.
So after
Lord.
we approved the minutes from the last meeting.
Anyways.
Wow. There's like something going on. Somebody's whacking something on a counter upstairs. The kitchen's right above here. Again, welcome to my house. We had presentations and awards, and I think I'm actually going to pause. No, I'm going to pause and put in the mayor reading the proclamation. So pause.
I'm going to read a proclamation, and this will go to 5 individuals. And I'll just read this because it describes everything that occurred and those that certainly deserve this. This is a mayoral proclamation presenting Scott Sroka and the Epstein family with the Village of Mundelein Outstanding Citizen Award for their profound and consequential life-saving actions. Whereas on Sunday, June 13th, 2021, the Epstein family were boating on Diamond Lake when they noticed a group of people wading in the water near the boat launch. And whereas after some time, it became apparent to the family that one of the women wading in the lake was in great distress. And whereas Dustin Epstein, Hannah Epstein, and Sammy Epstein quickly jumped into the water and swam to the boat launch to provide aid. And whereas Scott Sroka, who had entered the lake in his kayak from the boat launch minutes prior, noticed the commotion and quickly made his way back to also be of assistance. And whereas upon the arrival of Mr. Sroka and the Epstein family, they learned that a 3-year-old girl wading in the water with her mother had stepped off the end of the shallow boat launch and submerged into the deep waters of the lake. And whereas the lake's water was dark and murky, severely limiting visibility within its depths, which presented a great challenge to Mr. Sroka and the Epstein family in their attempts to locate and rescue the child. And whereas after minutes of searching the waters, Mr. Sroka miraculously pulled the child from the bottom of the lake. And whereas Emma Epstein, who remained in the boat, called 911 and competently relayed information to the dispatcher, while Scott Sroka and Hannah Epstein began performing life-saving CPR on the child, as a pulse could not be found. And whereas moments later, the Mundelein Fire Department paramedics arrived on the scene, provided medical assistance to the child, and transported her to the hospital. And whereas due to the immediate and appropriate life-saving actions of Scott Sroka, Hannah Epstein, Dustin Epstein, Sammy Epstein, and Emma Epstein, the child is alive and well today. And whereas Mr. Sroka's and the Epstein family's quick thinking, selflessness, and courageous efforts reflect highly upon them and the Mundelein community as they collectively preserved a young life and a family's legacy. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Mayor and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Mundelein, Lake County, Illinois, that Scott Sroka and the Epstein family be presented with the Village of Mundelein Outstanding Citizen Award for their profound and consequential life-saving actions. Proclaimed, signed, and sealed this 28th day of June 2021.
So that was the mayoral, I don't want to say proclamation, it was the Outstanding Citizen and Life-Saving Award. And
There wasn't a dry eye in the place.
no.
I mean, I couldn't.
I was holding it together really well, and then, generally people don't stick around after the awards and the presentations and all that, and the family went outside.
I can't.
And the young girl was there, and she was hugging the family that helped her.
That
and
saved her life.
That saved her life. And I was like, oh my gosh, and
And we'll both just cry now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I rewatched it yesterday, and I got chills. Like,
Yeah.
We even talked to or at least I talked to the fire chief, Chief Lark, after the meeting, and he was talking about how the zero visibility. He's like, the fact that this guy, who was it, Scott,
Yeah.
walked into her. And
Like
that's
what?
how
But he's a dive master.
He's
himself.
a dive master. Like he knows what he's doing, but the zero visibility, and obviously he had no equipment. He was on his kayak.
Yeah. Did you hear him say that normally he has his headphones in and he zones out, and for
Yeah,
some
it's
reason
his time,
he
right?
didn't have his headphones in that day?
Yeah, it was like a perfect.
Holy cow.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, as a mom of a 4-year-old, and I obviously work at Goldfish, like drowning is my
you're hyper
biggest,
vigilant.
like I'm
yeah.
always crazy about that, because like drowning is the #1 cause of kids' death under the age of like 10, I think, or something. Accidental death. And so I shared Steve's proclamation into our like Goldfish group, and I
Yeah.
like reminded my staff of like, yeah, we're here to have fun and teach swim lessons, but like this is why we do what we do. And I probably had 3 or 4 staff members reach out to me and be like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Because it was so powerful.
Yeah.
Whew.
And even Steve commented that he's glad he read it a few times prior, because he would have choked up reading it. And I was the same way when I read it. So
what a happy ending.
a very happy ending, and a huge thank you to the family, to
That
Scott.
dad has to be so proud of his kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you have 3 kids out on your boat, and all of them jumped into action, like, without a blink.
Yep.
Insane.
Absolutely.
All right.
So
We have
next
nowhere to
up-
go for after this.
Yeah, right.
Nothing else is really.
Well, that's the end of it. Okay,
and that's
thanks.
it. See you later. But
So next up is the Soul Smart presentation.
poor guy
The
had to follow this.
had to follow this.
Yeah.
Sat there listening to this, and then had to talk about green initiatives.
Which is so important, and I would normally
Yes.
be like all over it, but I was just like too busy sobbing at the little girl hugging the people that saved her life.
And they were like literally right outside, I call it the fishbowl.
Yeah.
Because I
fair.
totally feel like it's a fishbowl when
Yeah.
we're sitting inside and all these people are out in the hallway. So in my mind, I just picture a fishbowl, like people tapping on the glass.
What are you guys doing?
So, but you can always, we're facing and we can see what's going on outside. And yeah, it was hard to pay attention to this, but I know that this was like super important.
And it's super cool.
And it's super cool. We took a photo with the award right before the meeting since we were all there for it.
Yeah, I was going to ask our village administrator next time we chat, like, how do we get gold? Because we got silver. So how do we get gold?
Like, what's next?
I mean, obviously, like, I'm really competitive and like to win. So
all right, game on.
let's figure it out.
So next up, there was no public hearings. We went to the mayor's report and appointed Vern. Okay, is it Lappy or Lap? Lappy, thank you. So Vern is now on the historical commission, and Trustee Russell
Guy does everything.
made a really good point that Vern is very involved in Mundelein and a huge gratitude to him. Yeah, very well.
Wait, you've skipped one. Oh no, you didn't.
Nope.
You're good.
So the JET SB, JETSB, I don't know how to pronounce that. We need a better acronym.
I think
Joint Central Lake County Emergency Telephone System Board.
there you go.
So we had more board members on this board. The bylaws of the organization changed. We lost some members, so we had to appoint who was going. We had it was already set. Was it by, I don't know if it was.
The chiefs recommend, I can talk about it.
Okay.
So the chief.
I didn't know if it was by
I'll step
ordinance
in.
or resolution or how we did
So
it, if we just did appointments.
The chiefs step in and recommend appointments, and then the mayor approves them, and then we approve them. So Monahan recommended me to the mayor, and the mayor approved it, and then that went to the board.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
But this time we did.
But we didn't name the people.
We didn't name the people. We named
the
positions, the department heads that go.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So it'll be me right now.
Right.
And then if that were to change, it would be whoever. I wonder if that's because like then we won't have to do it again.
Correct.
So we'll just have to like. That's a good interesting philosophy. Anyways.
Yep. So next up, we renewed a listing agreement for a property, lot 30, we call it, on Tower Road, 927 Tower Road.
Yep.
So the listing agreement expired recently, and the village is working with an interested party. So we kind of modified this motion from what was on the agenda, just so that we don't have to pay a listing commission.
Yeah, because we found the person.
We found the person, right. So we modified it so that language could be added to the contract before the village administrator signs that.
Do you want to talk about this lot for just a second?
Go.
We were, I don't know, do you say gifted this lot? We were given this lot by the railway.
By railway, yeah.
So we never purchased it. We just, acquired it.
We acquired it at no cost.
Yeah, at no cost. So this is good.
Yep.
Getting rid of the land.
Hopefully we can sell this land. That was something that that I ran on.
Both of us said we don't want to we want to get rid of my big thing was like take care of what you have before acquiring more if you acquire more.
Excess land, that's not needed. We've had conversations about this in the boardroom.
Yeah. In executive session.
Right.
And our stance has always been firm. Like, nope. Like literally my face when it comes up all the time. Nope.
Yep, exactly.
To go back to 2 podcasts ago. No,
that's correct. So, yeah, I mean, there's been one that made sense to me, and that was the Park Street lot.
the little tiny lot by area.
Right next to the...
Because I don't want something to go up and cover that mural. I would be so sad.
Absolutely. So we moved on from the listing agreement to trustee reports and community and economic development. So we had just a couple where we did plat of re-subdivision for the Starbucks property at Holly Lake Plaza.
Right, which we talked about 2 times ago because, so first you have to direct staff to draft it, and then you have to vote on it.
Right.
So it comes twice. So there's really nothing more to talk about, really, unless you want more.
And then we, we did the permit and the variances for Starbucks, which we talked about in the past already as well.
So we're good, I think. We're done.
They're done.
They can do the things.
Yep. Shovels. Yep. So next up was the CMAC Maple Avenue Shared Use Path Construction Engineering Amendment.
Such a fancy name for a bike path.
For a bike path, yes. So extending the construction engineering services.
Yeah. I don't know if you got an email about this, but I did. Did you get an email about like it being too close to the road?
I don't think I did.
Oh, Like when I get stuff and you don't. Makes me feel important.
You are.
But I did reach out. So some people had commented the fact that there's like no barrier between the street and the pedestrians.
Right.
And if that, like that could be dangerous, whatever. I know you have an opinion on that from your Walkable City book.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just tell you what's going on and then you can give your opinion from your book. Eric likes to read a lot. I'm trying. We are going to put a guardrail there. But we have to get IDOT's blessing to do anything because 176 is a state road. So it could be some time. But we're in the process. That being said, you probably don't like a guardrail.
No, a guardrail's okay.
Okay.
I'm okay with it in this instance, especially with the speed of traffic.
Yeah, that's true. But in neighborhoods or in lower speed areas.
So it's interesting. There's been some small towns that have gotten rid of sidewalks and streets merged together. So pedestrians are welcome to walk where they wish to walk and cars can drive where they wish to drive. And it automatically slows down traffic to a point that there's no accidents. It actually ends up being safer for everybody.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah. There's a lot of writing and thought around we make things safe for drivers, which makes things unsafe for pedestrians.
Right.
And when we make things safer for pedestrians, it'll
does
force
both.
the drivers to be safer automatically.
Also, I wonder if you would like save cost on sidewalk and curb repair and all that stuff.
It's interesting too.
Anyways, deep thoughts this
Deep,
morning.
deep thoughts on the podcast.
If anyone's still listening, sorry for these deep thoughts.
Sorry.
Russ is at the gym listening.
Way to go, Russ. Get it done.
Get it done, man. Get it done. Marty's probably listening.
Hey, Marty.
Hey, Marty.
So next up was the relocation of hours for cannabis dispensaries and a change of hours. So we did two things with this. We moved where it was in the municipal code, and then allowed Rise, the only dispensary in town,
Correct.
to have later hours.
Yeah, so we just complied with the state. And,
Yeah, we
and
moved
when
it-
this came up, was it 2 years now? It was pre-COVID, so yes.
Well, so this is their second year of operation,
Yeah.
so about 18 months now
Yeah,
of
so
operation.
when we first had this discussion, we talked about like let's shorten the hours to see how it goes and see, and there has been no major issues.
Right, parking was
Parking
a big
is
issue.
an issue, but they're trying their best. They're using.
I know
it
at
a
one
lot.
point I heard that they issued like 400 parking tickets.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to imagine. But
Yeah.
they've worked with leasing other space for parking. And then we've also given them extra hours early in the morning and
To try to
extended
maybe
it.
that will disperse the amount of traffic that's there all the time. I don't know.
Right.
But we're just doing what the state allows.
Correct.
So.
So next up was an amendment to outdoor dining and seating within the village. And this was... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
What?
pertaining to really it pertains to the Park Street area
Yeah.
mostly. I mean, anybody could apply for a permit and
Right.
and put it out in the street if it was blocked off, or sidewalk dining and such as well is included in this too.
Yeah.
We did make one change to this, and we said, okay, let's make the changes to the zoning or the ordinance. What is this? Oh, the municipal code. So it's not the zoning, it's the municipal code. So we changed the municipal code, but we withheld the fees.
Yeah,
So
because
we
I think we
said-
want to have further discussions.
Yeah.
At least I do.
Right, exactly. So we said, okay, we're going to put the fee schedule in there, but leave it blank, and we'll come back and we'll do this again.
Yeah. I didn't want this to feel like rushed. I wanted us to like
Right.
make sure we thoughtfully did this.
Correct.
So I actually have a meeting hopefully scheduled and we'll chat it out.
Chat it out. That's it. And then we did our first amendment to a redevelopment agreement with SB Mundelein Station LLC, and a redevelopment agreement for, it's the Public Works facility, the old Public Works facility.
Yep.
And I guess we don't have another name for the other side of the
Where are you going with this?
the pond.
Oh, like
The
what
retention.
what that park's going to be called?
Well, just, the
Oh, I see.
other side
Yeah, yeah,
next to where it ties into Cortland.
Fair.
But all of the property around there and redevelopment agreement for that.
cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then we went to Public Works Committee, and my motion was out of order. Where is it? Oh, this is where we actually did the CMAQ stuff. So my agenda had the
Oh,
CMAC.
because our thing.
It changed at the last minute. They
Yeah,
moved
yeah.
it under a different report.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was
well,
not
also,
community
I think we had some
economic
issues with
development.
our agenda software before the meeting, too.
That's true.
So I wonder if.
Mine got.
Yeah, yours was jumbled. It said it was skipping around, so.
There you go. So this is where we actually did the CMAC stuff.
Okay, so take the guardrail conversation and then place it here.
Place it here. And go. So
And
next up was.
Could you edit that in?
I could.
I'm just kidding. He does not edit this.
I really don't.
No, you can watch it and tell by my facial expressions that you don't edit this.
Yeah. I think there was one part in a recent episode where we actually said we should edit that out, and then I didn't edit it out.
No, I asked you to edit it out, and you
No,
didn't.
we actually were going to like
Take it
edit
away?
something out, and
You
we didn't. Huh,
That's nice.
it
Thank you.
happens. You're welcome. So finance committee.
My life should
hey,
be
that's me.
constantly edited.
So we did a debt collection agency. We have a debt collection company now, and we are switching companies. That's really what it is. So after the current collection contract expires, we'll switch to this new company, which is Municipal Collections of America Incorporated. And I noticed that all of these companies had very similar sounding. They were all like Municipal Collections
Company of, whatever,
And I was
yeah.
like, okay, are they all the same? It's
It
weird.
makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Like, does one person own all these?
And then we did our governing body bill approval for $1,401,379.49.
Back to our normal, like, range.
Yeah,
know, we
it
did the
is.
high one
We had a
couple
high
weeks
one with the extra week in there and a couple of big expenditures, and this is back into the normal range.
Yes.
Public safety.
We had no motions, but the chief, fire went first.
Yep.
I had to remember. Blood drive on, is it July 3rd? Yes,
July 3rd, 9 to 3.
Yep. And they will still test you for COVID antibodies.
I'll be there at 10. My appointment is scheduled.
I don't donate blood.
You
so.
can't. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, like, I've tried once and it just doesn't work. So,
Got
and then Chief Lark talked about CERT and how
Yeah.
many hours they've given. This is an all volunteer organization. How many hours they've given? Something like 3,000 hours or something insane. And it was like 1,300 of them were up at the vaccination site.
So it was 1,025 hours were volunteered for COVID,
Of course.
and a total of 1,350 hours total.
Oh, my bad. I don't know where I got 3,000.
I
Maybe
don't
I added
either.
them up.
You and numbers.
Jeez. Yeesh, you would think I didn't have my
See
master's.
previous episode about Kara and numbers.
56 million. And then police had no report.
Right.
I believe. Building committee, nada. Transportation. I'm trying to remember. This was 2 years ago. So, transportation infrastructure was the sewer lining program. So we joined a consortium of Lake County municipalities
Right.
for our sewer lining. I mean, do you really want me to talk about that next?
It really extends the longevity of the pipe.
Yeah, so you have to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be doing it.
It's
duh.
cheaper than digging up the pipe.
Yeah, exactly. Maintenance versus replacement.
Yes.
Fix the stuff you have before getting new stuff.
And we hear that all the time, especially when it comes to roads. Adam talks a lot about how it's, cheaper to resurface than
Yeah.
to, what's the other
What's it
word?
called?
Rebuild?
Rebuild, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's a word, resurfacing or reconstruction.
Reconstruction, yeah.
There you go. Municipal lingo.
There it is.
And then what else? The easement. Oh, we can talk about this.
Oh, go.
Wow, I got really excited about
You
that. I
did.
didn't mean to get
Easement
excited.
agreements.
Easy.
Who knew?
Woohoo! Easement agreements. This is regard. I cannot. This is regarding a property that you would not even know that is Mundaline. You may not even know it exists, but there's a piece of property behind the White Deer Run golf course in Greg's Landing that is Mundaline, and it was because our water treatment facility used to be in that area before we moved across the street. But we basically are selling this property, and it's gonna close soon, to the county for water tank for Vernon Hills, because Vernon Hills is not on Jawa, they're on county water system. I can go into that conversation later, but Jawa is also invigorating. So we wanted to make sure we retain the easements to the property in case we need to fix any of our. I want to say.
Do it.
I can't.
Say it.
I can't.
It's a poop pipe.
It's a poop pipe. So in case we want to fix any of our SHIT,
And
which
do
is what
you-
I've been saying.
Oh,
'cause-
do you remember the size of that poop pipe? 5 foot.
That's a big poop.
That is a huge pipe full of it.
So I can't. I also have a 4-year-old, so poopy pipes are just like a big discussion in our house. But this allows us to keep the land in case anything were going to go wrong with our poop pipes.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, if there's a
Yeah.
village pipe under it, then
Right.
the
We
village
need the
needs
easement,
the
right.
easement. I
Yeah.
mean, I live where they just did all the drainage project, and I had to give an easement for 20 feet or so in my backyard for the village to be
Right.
able to
Pipes.
dig it up if they need to fix it.
Yep. So, but what this means is that this is, I think, like the final thing we need to do to get that to close, to get the money from it. But I would just like to point out, this is three governing bodies working together to get this done. So us, Vernon Hills, and the county.
Right.
So this was started in like April, maybe.
Yeah, the speed of government is pretty slow.
But this is pretty good.
This is actually pretty reasonable.
Yeah. So, anyways.
All right, so next up was the Omnibus vote items. We did medical billing, so this is for ambulance billing services, was $35,000, and an action fence for Metro station fence replacement, which was $25,600. So these were, they put the Omnibus vote items are the things that are not expected to be controversial, and we just kind of move through them unless a trustee wants to
Like
pull them.
necessity type things.
Correct.
Like a
ongoing
fence.
contracts generally.
Yeah.
So that was that. Executive session, we did have one. There was no report from the village attorney or the village clerk. And then we did go into executive session for land acquisition or sale of property, personnel, minutes, and security.
Lots of the things.
Lots of the things. And I think we were still out of executive session and done by 8:40-ish. So it still
Probably.
wasn't a late night as far as board meetings and executive sessions go. It still went pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's all we got,
But
but it's my
4th of
favorite
July
weekend. It's Community Days weekend, and I'm moving to Cracklower Park for the weekend.
I know. I text Russ. I text Russ like our schedule. So I'm like very regimented because I have 2 kids, so I want to make sure like nap times go well or whatever. But I text him like our life for the weekend, and he was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So Thursday, nothing. I don't think I have to go
No.
look at my list. But like I was like Friday we are gonna go to the farm because I'm off work on Friday and I usually have to work Friday. So farmers market, and then my son really wants to always stay for open mic because he likes to sing.
Yeah.
And so last week they went to the farmers market and Theo was very upset he didn't get to sing. So this week we're gonna stay
Do
for
it.
dinner and farmers market and all that jazz. And then Saturday is the pet parade, the ribbon cutting ceremony at the
The
museum.
historic, yep.
Brad Schneider's gonna be there.
Oh,
so coming out. There's gonna be a sing along, I heard.
What?
Yes. So should
I'm
be
excited
good.
about it.
I mean, there's a Mundelein song that was written.
The blood drive for those that can.
The blood drive also is Saturday. There's more on Saturday, but like Sunday is the 4th of July. We're gonna have fireworks. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
The food,
then-
the music,
Yes,
gosh.
the seeing people.
the people that eat all the jalapenos.
I mean, it's fine. And then Monday is the parade. So
Yeah.
can't
It's
wait.
exciting.
Keep an eye out for a big red truck in that parade. Big red truck. We'll have popsicles.
Ooh.
So I'm excited.
It doesn't show at all.
Sorry. Let me be a boring politician. There's stuff going on this weekend, okay? Like,
Right? We'll see you there.
let me be super monotone. So if you see us in the wild, sorry,
Say hi.
say hi. You'll
Yeah.
know me because I'll be chasing after a 4-year-old being like, Theo, stop, get over here. So
Yep. That's exactly how it goes.
feel free to judge my parenting.
Awesome.
On that note,
On that note, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week, or I'm not sure. It's the 4th of July weekend.
yeah, I don't know. Tuesday.
We'll
Are we gonna have anything to talk about on
see.
Tuesday? Do you guys really want to talk to us anyways? We'll see you around the community.
Hopefully Tuesday, if not the week after, for another board meeting recap, and have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.